Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa. Welcome to my match reaction for Everton 0, Aston Villa 0. If you are new, make sure you are subscribing, get on the journey with me, hit that like button, but you can also use your points that you get through watching. It feels like you're going to Tesco with your club card, but you get points for watching now. So if you hit the hype button, you can all hype the episode up. And we're on a leaderboard now, and more hypes we get, the better we do. So hype and like, and most importantly, comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. Goes off like a fan forum every single time. So 0-0 with Everton, and that was a very, very tough and difficult watch. The positives are a clean sheet. You know, that can never be sort of like understated. A clean sheet is always welcome. It's good. It means you've defended well, you've kept them out, which is really good. And an attack that they've got at the minute that was firing, that was creative, expressive. It's pretty good. But from Villa, it was a bit difficult. And again, a similar pattern from what we've been speaking about so far this season is it's been a bit difficult to understand kind of what we're trying to do and what we're trying to be this season, having a clear identity of figuring out what patterns we're trying to see on the ball, off the ball. And again, I think the lineup was very, very safe and very defensively minded. And as the game went on and we got to say half time, and you're trying to analyze what's happened, you can't help but feel like it's perfect for Emery because the defensive formation leads into wanting to keep a clean sheet first, wanting to then be able to bring players on. And that's what it felt like. Again, it felt very safe and a lack of pace. And we can have a look sort of at the lineup that we went with. And you can see now that it was, again, defensive all over the pitch, really. I mean, you look at left back now, the left back choice we have is do we go Matson or Digne? One's more attacking, one's more defensive. We went with a defensive one. We went with Mings and Konsa, which is a steady partnership, and Cash. We went with Bogard and Tielemans. So Bogard was probably the shock player that played in this match to start with. We went with McGinn on the right, Rodgers left, Buendia and Watkins. Now, I actually kind of understand why he went with McGinn on the right because he knew he wanted to double up with Cash to stop Grealish. Okay, fair enough. Bogard filled in there at times. We had width from Cash, but again, it wasn't. It didn't feel attacking enough. You know, the license that you're saying this player can get. Are you saying he can go all the way down here? Are you saying he can beat a player? But it was, again, very much in and around here, going backwards, not really fully committing to being the wide right player. Tielemans had a tough game. He went off at half time. He got dispossessed twice in a row at one point, which is very unlike him. Buendia was very good for me. Rodgers drifting in and out. He was poor on the ball. And Watkins, if we're being brutally honest, hardly touched the ball. So again, very safe, combative, just digging in there. Everton, they're very lively. And if I've got to compliment them, which I will, and Dye ran Digne ragged. Grealish was a massive threat, but I actually feel like we dealt with him really well. I mean, Matty Cash gets a lot of stick, but he dealt with Grealish. Guesson came on, he dealt with Grealish. Grealish did create things, but we ended up shutting him out. He's got 4 assists in his first 3 games. He's assisting for fun. We kept him fairly quiet. He got a bit rattled again when he squared up to Guesson. And so for Villa, it was just a bit slow and safe again. And I just feel like as a fan now this season, until I can see us being expressive, being fluid, being expansive, it's very difficult for me to kind of talk about what we're trying to do, because we've kept a clean sheet and probably a tough place. Like, they're going to win a lot of games there this season, so to go there and get a point, it's probably not a bad result. The result, I think, is fine. We're early on in the season, we're 4 games in. No point looking at the table. No point asking if we're in a relegation. That's not what we are. And yes, you could probably say, well, we've had an easy run. I don't buy that either. No game in the Premier League is easy. We go to Sunderland next week. That's not easy. That's difficult in itself. They've won 2 home games already there this season. We don't just look at a team name and go, oh, that's easy, we'll go there and win, because you have to earn the right to win. You can't just look at a fixture list and go, oh, there's no big team there, it's easy. Every game is so difficult. So, but I've just got to see us create. I've got to see us score. We haven't scored a goal yet. We haven't scored a goal all season, and quite frankly, we don't look like scoring. We do not look like scoring, and that's a problem. That is a big problem. The striker's not touching the ball enough. He's not showing for the ball. He's not getting touches. There's no link-up play. Rodgers, I watched him for England. Superb. I watched him today play easy passes, and he can't pass to a Villa player. Very difficult to watch some of these players getting in creative areas. And confidence is not a thing, because, quite frankly, I've watched them on international and they're bagging goals and scoring goals. But we've got to find a way of getting this forward line more locked in with creative players. And I do think Elliott will be that player. And I do think Sancho, when he gets up to speed. But while we keep persisting with McGinn on the right, I think we're going to have slight problems. Buendia was Villa's most creative spark. At times frustrating, but other times very good. He was good today. Buendia was good today. Guesson, when he came on, putting a tackle in, getting himself about, staying on his feet more. Lot better from Villa there. Martinez, worldy saves. Brilliant from Martinez. So my frustrations lie with us trying to get into attacking positions, having our better attackers on the pitch. That is what I want to see. And until we see that, then we're going to have these stale, combative, edgy, twitchy performances until we lock it in of what we want. We defended well. We lumped it long. It wasn't sticking as the game went on. But hopefully we can find some confidence now. We go to Brentford, where hopefully we can play some of our more attackers and players that aren't currently playing and really attack the game and take it to them and score a goal. But some might say I'm not being negative. I'm being realistic. I've got to stop saying that, because I sometimes say I'm not being negative. I'm being truthful, and that's all we can do right now. So let's go player ratings and let's figure out and let's delve into the numbers a little bit more and see what actually happened with the performance then, and going through some of the underlying numbers of some of the players and what stood out, etc. So we'll go through it. We'll go through the Villa players and we'll have a look at what happened then. So we'll kick it off then with Emi Martinez. And what did we say before the game? He's got to come back, knuckle down, make worldy saves, keep a clean sheet. He'll run to the Old 10 next game and everyone's chanting his name. And that's precisely what is going to happen, because without him in goal today, we probably lose this game. Numerous worldy saves from 3 headers, top performance from Martinez. Matty Cash now. Again, I thought he was very good. Cash, I'm going to give him an 8. We've got 81% passing accuracy, 3 of 8 duels, 1 of 1 aerials. I thought Cash was good. 3 tackles, 1 block shot. And I thought he played Grealish pretty well. And he was on a yellow card. He had to defend well. But I think all in all, Cash had a really good game. Konsa, I thought Konsa was pretty good. I'll give him a solid 7. He had 94% passing accuracy, 3 out of 4 ground duels up against a strong Beto. I thought he was good. I thought Tyrone Mings recovered well from that early injury. I'm going to give him a 7 as well. I think Mings can get a 7. Let's have a look at some of his underlying numbers. 2 out of 4 ground duels were won, 7 out of 12 aerials, 84% passing accuracy. I thought Mings was pretty solid. Digne, I'm going to give a 6. I think he had a tough time against Undai, which, Undai is very good, isn't he? But there was times where he got caught out of position. 67% passing accuracy, 1 out of 6 ground duels, 1 out of 4 aerials. Didn't really get to be too penetrative with his attacks on the left. So I'm going to say a solid 6 for him. And probably one of my better ratings of today, and a player that needs massive praise, is Bogard in the middle. Absolutely brilliant from him. In that double pivot as the defensive line player, 94% passing accuracy, 7 out of 8 ground duels, 2 out of 4 aerials won. We had 1 block shot, 3 tackles, 3 clearances. Bogard, do you know what? No. Bogard for me was very good. So one of Villa's best players by a country mile. Tielemans, when he was on, I'm going to give a 6. I thought he was really loose on the ball. I didn't think he played well at all for Villa. 85% passing accuracy. He'd got 2 out of 3 ground duels. I just don't think he had a great game for Villa. Went off as he got a knock at half time, maybe. John McGinn, I thought was, again, combative in the middle. He was okay. Didn't do anything wrong, but didn't find that key pass. Had to play multiple positions on the right and in the middle. Was solid enough. I can't be too critical of him. Rodgers, I thought Rodgers was poor, guys. I'm not going to lie. Very disappointing. Disappointing that just simple passes, simple pick-outs. I'm going to give him a 5. I thought he was poor, guys. Just middle of the road. 39 touches, 67% passing accuracy. He'd got 1 out of his 9 duels were won, 2 out of his 3 aerials. Lost the ball 18 times in 39 touches. 1 clearance, 1 interception, 1 dribble passed. Wasn't great. And unfortunately, going in number 5 again, he's going to have to be, for me, Watkins. Watkins gets a 5. I think just touches for me. Touches. Played 83 minutes, Watkins. Touched the ball 16 times. 89% passing accuracy, 1 out of 4 ground duels, 1 out of 3 aerials. Just, I need to see if we're struggling up top, drop deeper, link up, take a touch, do a little layoff, pop it off and roll, find the ball. And I know his remit is probably to stick in the width for the 18-yard box, but just show more for the ball. Take the initiative sometimes. Just drop it. If you can't get a touch, just drop and get one. But if we're only touching the ball this many times, if we're waiting for that killer pass to find us and we're waiting for that one where we're bursting through, it's few and far between at the minute. I need to I need to see more. I really do. Lindelof at CDM, who had that on their bingo card. Pretty solid. Didn't really do too much. Marlon came on at the very end. Didn't really do too much either. And then I think the other substitution, we'd got Guesson came on. And do you know what? This is kind of what I'm saying about, he gets a solid 7, Guesson. This is kind of what I'm saying. If you can't get the ball in the areas that you want, just be present, be there. And I imagine we can all think of Guesson's performance, tackling, determination, wanting to succeed, wanting to do well, wanting to work hard for the team. And that endeavour at least gets you noticed, at least gets you something, whereas some players are just drifting through a game and nothing's happening. We can't have that. And Elliott, when he came on, I'll give him a solid 6. His touches were okay. Tried to find his feet in the game a little bit, but apart from that, we didn't really see too much from him. So, 6s and 7s across the board. Main, 6s and 7s. And a couple of players played well. A couple of players did well. But how do we attack man of the match? I think we give it both of them, right? I want to big up Bogard and I want to big up Martinez because they were Villa's 2 best players. We need to rate Unai. We need to give Unai a rating. So a lot of you have asked for the Unai rating. And Unai gets a 6. Unai gets a 6. Why does he get a 6? He gets a 6 because we got a point away from home. We got a clean sheet. He wanted the clean sheet. Is it going to give us something to build off? Yes. Am I frustrated with the way in which we attacked and set up? Probably. But we need players to be match fit and ready to play, such as Sancho, Elliott. Guesson looks good. A tough away game today. So, all in all, I think a solid point is a good result at a tough place to go. And he gets a 6 for me. So, I wouldn't say I haven't analysed the game, have I? I've gave my thoughts on what I watched. So I think what I've watched, I've said, and I think Everton are pretty decent. And we need to find a way to unlock this attack further. It's a good base that we've worked off now. And I imagine if we go to Brentford and win, it's a good away point. It's then a victory. We build for another tough game away at Sunderland, but confidence is there and we can start to build and get the season back on track. So those are my honest thoughts. I will do a debrief tomorrow where I will analyse it in more detail of what we've seen. So thank you everyone for watching. If you can hit the like button, if you can hype the episode up, if you can subscribe, then you've done your bit. And that's all you can do. You can do your bit, do your bit, play your part. And there we go. So cheers everyone. Up the Villa.